Well, welcome. I am so glad you're joining me today. I hope you found us here okay to get this information we're going to be passing on to you. Today we're going to be doing a program called Stay Fit After 60. I'm Dr. Bill Cook, and I'll be going over some great information I think that's going to help you be the best that you can be if you're over 60. Hey, listen, I get a chance to watch and observe patients over the last 40 years of my practice and notice certain things that patients do in their 60s, 70s, and 80s that are different maybe than some other patients do that aren't feeling as well as they should be. So those high achievers definitely have something going for them in their 60s, 70s, and 80s. And I'm going to tell you, it's not just genetics. It's about their lifestyle. So today I'm going to share with you things that you can do to help you live a better, happier life after 60. I've approached there, been there, and over 60, and I still have the energy I did probably 20 years ago. But I will tell you, there's things that I definitely have to do today more so than I did years ago to keep my body working better and feeling great so I can still practice and be with patients that I love. So listen, let me go over this with you today. Today we're going to be talking about you may be having brain fog or memory problems and forgetfulness. So I got my notes. I'm not going to miss anything with you today because, again, I'm sorry, being over 60, I may forget something, but I'll share with you as best I can each information that you see today. So we're going to talk about today what causes brain fog and loss of memory. And I think we can help you sharpen up a little bit. This is just one of a module of 3 modules we'll be having. So stay tuned for the other 2. But today is about the brain and how we get that working its best. So what causes problems with the brain? Well, it can be exposure to toxins, past and present, poor diet, not enough exercise for your mind or your body, poor sleep habits, and neurological issues that can cause the brain not to work as well as it should. So I'm going to go over each one of those today with you in separate formats. So hang on, get comfortable, maybe grab a notepad and a pen, and let's get started for you. All right? If you need to, pause and go grab that pen and paper so you can remember what I talked about today. So here we go. Let's talk about the first thing, past and present toxins. You know, lead paint banned in 78. That's the stuff they used to paint our old houses with. And we were probably little kids chewing on the rail of the window and absorbed or dust or flakes of a lead paint. They actually quit using that in 78 after they found that they killed enough people to stop this poison going into people's systems, and no longer in our paint today. But if you have one of those older homes, be careful, that lead still may be out there. And also like mercury and aluminum. That caused major issues. Mercury and aluminum is found in, let's start with mercury itself, found in our fish, even from the Great Lakes here as best we can. It's found in silver in our teeth that we had made many years ago because they used to put mercury in there, that silver filling. Those should be taken out. I hope you did. I had mine taken out many years ago because it can leak into the brain and cause problems. Things like aluminum also are heavy toxins that we've been exposed to over our life and still today. In our hairsprays, colognes, different things that they put aluminum in as a baser for those products can cause us major harm and major problems. Also, that can be found in water as well. So there's things that we just can't get rid of today, but we have to figure out how to deal with them and minimize them as much as possible. Medications, for example, anti-anxiety itself, just to try to reduce stress at nighttime and sleep better, those can have toxic results that can affect the brain. Cholesterol-lowering drugs, they're trying to lower your cholesterol, although it's stealing it from the brain, so the brain can become foggy because of that. Antidepressants and things like narcotics and painkillers, they also have an effect on how well the brain communicates cell to cell. Hypertension drugs, which actually hypertension is a bad thing for the brain, and I know that we want to get that down as best as possible. And there's natural ways you can do that, which we'll hopefully discuss, not today, but on the next module, we'll talk about that as well. let's see, incontinence drugs. You know, you're going to potty every night. I'll talk about that in sleep in a couple minutes, but that can cause problems. Again, slowing down the nervous system beyond its point where it's functioning normally. You wake up and you're still in this fog and you wonder why I can't get through the day. Alcohol and nicotine, obviously ones out there that are very poisonous for us as well. So what is the solution to getting through these past and present toxins? I'm going to talk about that. Solution number one for heavy metals. I love this book, and I'm going to share it with you right now. It's called The Medical Medium. It's a fellow who's created certain drinks, solutions from natural foods and substances to help clean out metals and toxics in your body. He's known for his celery drink that I did myself for 15 days. Man, I can't tell you what came out the other end. I'm sorry to say that, but let's be real, because it's eliminating those toxins that are in your system. And the science behind that seems to me pretty predictable. So I do believe it works well. Also, he has what we call I'm trying to think what it's called. Sorry, brain fog. I'm just like you, but from Medical Medium. But it's the dietary mix that you can put into a blender to get your body and brain working as best as it should be. And I apologize. See, being over 60 is not easy, even if you're a doctor. But let's talk about the other things too. If you're on medications, which I mentioned on the last slide, ask your doctor about the risk or reward. Is it making you more numb? Is it not helping you as best as it could be? And again, is it more harmful than giving you improvements in your life and your health? Because 80% of the drugs are for palliative relief, to get rid of symptoms of how you feel about things instead of actually directing to the cause of problems and root problems. So, and then again, 20%, I'm not against medicine at all, that keep people alive. You know, my mom was on a couple drugs to stay healthy with her heart arrhythmia and things, and I understand that. But 80%, if we could eliminate that in our own self, could be a great help. So ask your doctor about risk and reward when you're taking drugs just for palliative relief. Alcohol, nicotine, and recreational drugs, a problem in our society. You can reduce the usage of those by finding programs that will help you live a healthier and a better lifestyle, and that's what we do here at the clinic as well. So if you need help with any of those, we can direct you in the right way to help you get rid of this overload of toxins in your system. Let's talk about the next slide then. So because next comes then after toxins is poor diet, where we can get much of these toxins from. So we want to eliminate these 7 worst foods for your brain. And let's talk about those. Number 1, sugary drinks, the beverages, the orange, the pop, the stuff that we shouldn't be drinking, and sports drinks itself are loaded with many times with toxins that are not available for the body to absorb and do process. You're better off, and even by the way, if fruit juices, it has too much fructose in it, and that can cause brain fog and problems as well. So even if you think you're doing natural, I'm going to grab that orange juice, which I'm not saying is bad, but just not on a regular basis. You're better with water and lemon and actually drinking those types of things to get you feeling better. And I'll talk about our sports drink that we use that's natural in a few minutes. But refined carbs include sugars and highly processed grains such as white flour. So as they're stripping our nutrients out, they also add additives back into them. You know, the gluten products that everybody seems to be allergic to, that I talk to that come to the office because they want to blame something for their conditions. But I'm saying that facetiously, but I'm saying that it's not always the problem. It's not just your diet, it could be other things. But those things are not good for you. So as we reduce the grains, the whole grains out of our breads and such, we're losing the major benefits of vitamins and minerals. Foods high in trans fats like your French fries and all those goodies that we like to eat, again, bad for you. Highly processed foods, again, manufactured, not made by God, but chemicals put in to see if we can just fill your body up and give you cravings, which it usually does, and cause more damage. Aspartame, alcohol, and again, I talked about the fish and mercury. So those are the 7 worst foods that I tell patients to stay away from, that we give them a list of. So what can you do else then is that you could start to eat some of the super brain foods, you must add to your diet. I'm going to go through a couple of those with you, like avocados, which is a healthy fat. Your brain works on fat to get those firings and processes working properly in your brain. Blueberries, high in antioxidants to get rid of all those toxins that are in there. Broccoli, vitamin K, very healthy fat for you as well. Celery, and a high antioxidant, and it gets rid of anti-inflammatory properties. That's why, like I said, that's why I did the detox, I should say, from medical medium, and that helped me tremendously. Felt much better, a lot of inflammation gone in my system, and my brain was working better. So next one is turmeric and rosemary, organic pastured eggs. They're high in choline and omega-3, healthy fat for the brain, and helps prevent you from getting in trouble with memory loss. Coconut will fuel your brain as well and reduce inflammation and prevent memory loss, which has been proven out of several studies. Beets, high in antioxidants, natural nitrates to increase blood flow, because your body and your brain needs oxygen to survive. So if you're not getting enough oxygen, cells get depleted and they get sick very quickly. Think about that. Just hold your breath for 5 minutes, you're not going to feel very well. Hold it for 10 minutes, you won't be here. So oxygen is needed and required to fill the brain and those cells with healthy O2. Extra virgin olive oil, great antioxidant, improve in learning and memory, helps reversing aging and damage to tissues. So those are things that you can do instead of those things you shouldn't do on the 7 foods before, that I think will help you greatly. Let's talk about this. If you have trouble getting to a meal, what I like, and I'm just going to go over this, some supplements that you can do that'll help you get better nutrition in your body if you're not getting them from their normal foods and substances that you eat and drink. I like omega-3, fish oil or plant-based, either or. Those are good to get, again, cell-to-cell communication, helps tremendously, helps the brain, and helps brain fog. Vitamin K2, D3, reduces inflammation in the system. B-complex, again, stimulates the nervous system, helps it function better. The brain is the main part of your nervous system. That's why it's important to have a good B-complex, B12 especially, even with slowing down the process of the brain working too hard. Multivitamins and minerals, because most of our foods are stripped of these out of normal farming today, unfortunately, and especially non-organic foods. That creates a problem, not getting enough of that. That's why we recommend multi-vitamins and minerals. Nano products. Now listen, if you have trouble, like I do, sometimes getting a full meal full of fresh fruits and vegetables every day, the average recommendation is 3 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. That's pretty hard sometimes for people, especially if you're older and cooking for yourself. So what I do with our patients here at the office, I recommend what we call Nano Meal. It's a product that has all the components I just mentioned, the vitamins and minerals, but here's more importantly, has 10 servings of fruits and vegetables, has plant-based omega-3, and it's easy. You put it in a shaker, shake it up, and that's what I drink every morning, so I'm ensured I'm getting the proper nutrients throughout the day. If I get tired midday through, we talked about energy drinks, which are really bad for your system, especially loaded with heavy caffeine that's naturally processed. I don't recommend that. I do recommend getting supplement to supplement your diet in between meals, and we do what we call Nanoline. I do it every day. It has several of the products that I just mentioned in there, all the vitamins and minerals, the B complex. Also, it does have green tea extracts and black bean extract to help you get more energy as we need throughout the day, but also helps you level your blood sugar. Also has ashwagandha, which actually helps calm the mind. So, if you're a little stressed out, but you want energy, energy drinks will stress you out more. This actually calms the brain as you're drinking through it, but also gives you the enlightened energy you need to function through the day. So I love that product. I think it's great. We have it here at the office if you have any interest or want more information about it. So let's go to the next slide. So what's next? Well, listen, getting exercise for a healthy brain. How do you do that? 2 forms. First form is mindful exercise. working the brain, and then secondly is physical exercise, working the body so it combines together to make a healthier you. So let's talk about mindful exercise. What do we mean by meditation and attitude? Well, I'll tell you one thing I do know for sure after 40 years of practice, that those who come in their late 70s, 80s, and 90s, I have patients. My oldest patient happens to be 96 years old, and I would not think she's older than 70. I will tell you, has the best attitude I've ever seen in my life. I just love this little lady called Jill. We'll use that name today so we don't give away her identity. But anyways, Jill is the most positive, loving person that I've ever seen in my life, and it reflects in her health. It's attitude, attitude, attitude. And you know what? You can generate that. A thing that I used to do with my mom, I'll give you this tip that I used to do. With mom, she lived till 90, but in her 80s, she started to run down a little bit, not feeling well, and she would complain a lot to me. Son, I do not, and being her son doctor, I'm supposed to get her up and feeling great in her 80s. But Mom, I said, here, let's start with one of the easy things you can do. Let's start with just changing your brain, okay? Let's give it some information that is positive, not negative. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to chant this with me, Mom. I'd say, I feel healthy. I feel healthy, happy. I feel terrific. So my mom would pump her fist. I feel healthy. I feel happy. I feel terrific. And I could just see the blood coming back into her expression, and her skin actually changed tone. She got so into this that she'd do it every day. And with her friends at the senior center, it was a crack up. But you know what? Mind is important to how you feel. I like meditation. I do it every day. 15 minutes. I listen to a certain meditation tape that I have. You can get those online yourself or investigate that, or it could be reading the Bible or just turning off the TV and being quiet so you're not listening to this negative news and everything else that causes degeneration in our brains and stress. So, during the day, it's very important for mindful ability that you stop, slow down, reduce the stress, and just try to get healthy thoughts in your brain. You don't have to chant them, but if you just say to yourself, I am healthy, I am perfect, I'm an image of God, I am created to be healthy. And you are created to be healthy. That's how you were made. So, start with that mindful meditation. Other things that you can do, crossword puzzles, things that will actually just keep those nerves firing in the right component so your memory doesn't get lost. Do activities like reading books aloud. As you read them aloud, the brain is actually using more receptors than just reading it quietly. Task with your hands. If you're right-handed, do tasks with your left hand just to get the brain to switch around and work harder on one side than the other, and it starts to reformat those cells within the brain. And they still grow. Even if you're in your 70s, 80s, or 90s, they don't stop until you die, okay? So you can work those cells and they can be healthier for you by doing simple tasks like eating with your left hand instead of your right hand, using chopsticks. Things that are minor, small maneuvers help the brain work harder. So that's why I like puzzles and such like that. Physical activity. Well, listen, go to your senior center, I'll tell you. They got more activities that you can do than shake a stick at for a very low price, like getting your heart rate up with swimming. Make sure it's a increased heart rate activity, though, if you will. For example, like walking, that you can do outside for free, right? Now that summer's here. Swimming, again, offered at the many senior places that they have in the communities. Aerobic classes for any fitness level. That's why I like the senior thing. They can assess you to see what you're available for, so you're not maybe working yourself too hard, or even physical therapy. I'm not against that if you're having trouble. Again, I'll talk about that in another module coming up when we talk about the last one called energy. I'll talk about what activities specifically you could do to increase your energy throughout the day. So anyways, gardening as well, just something to get out there and get your butt off the couch, because that is what's so sad to me to see seniors do after 60, sit there, watch TV, negative news, negative dramas, negative stuff, and then expect why they don't feel well, in the evening, or can't get through the day into the evening. So, and that brings me into my next one, is that, hey, listen, if you're sitting on the couch all day, you are not going to get better sleep, but getting better sleep for a better mind is so important. As you get older, you do require a little bit more sleep, although it says less, but I don't believe that. I do believe that a good 8 to 9 hours, well, even 7 to 9 hours is very important in trying to get that full night's rest and sleep. So How do you do that? Or why do you do that? Sleep is the time for repair for your brain and clears the chaos, right? So it allows your brain to slow down enough to repair your body's dysfunctions, toxins, all these things we're talking about, and it gives you time to get your body working well. Also slows that chaos down so input is not always going in there and gives it time to rest, to rebuild, and refocus. Here's what you want to do. Stay away from afternoon naps, especially late in the evening. I called my brother. He's not going to like that if he watches this video, but he's sleeping at 6 o'clock, and then he tells me he can't go to sleep at 9 o'clock and sleep through the night. I says, dude, that is too early. Get rid of those naps. Try to get some exercise and stuff. After dinner, instead of laying down on the couch, falling asleep, letting the eyes close, go out for a short walk. Do that kind of thing. That'll help you tremendously. So stay away from late afternoon naps and have a daily routine of when you sleep. And it's good. I try to do. There is an hour that I go to bed. I'm done. I says I've had put a long day in. I'm an early morning riser because I love mornings, but there's a time that says this is it. I'm heading out, and I try to make sure I get to sleep around the same time. Very important for you as well. Avoid late night dinners and snacks because you don't want carbohydrates turning into sugar and causing overstimulation of the brain, and that can cause you harm as well. And avoid alcohol in the evening because that also causes brain interference, and that can cause you not to sleep, okay? So I hope you sleep better. If you're not, I want to go over the next slide. Supplements that may help you sleep a little bit better are melatonin, made in the body by the pineal gland naturally, but if you need extra of that, because it does slow down over years. The melatonin does in our system as we get older. So sometimes it needs to be supplemented, and that helps you tremendously. And patients do report they do sleep better with melatonin. So, look at your health food store. You can find any of these that I'm going to talk about right now. Calcium, magnesium, again, it helps cells communicate to better, fire better, and also relaxes the body. So relaxes your nervous system. So make sure you're getting enough calcium, magnesium. Ashwagandha is a plant that actually helps calm your nervous system and calms your brain, and they found many studies that shows that it's very beneficial in getting proper rest. GABA is linoleic acid. It is also made in the system. Again, it's one of those nutrients that go low, but GABA is to keep your system, again, quiet and keep the nerves firing slowly. And again, they found that it reduces stress and helps sleep. And lastly, lemon balm, a good tea to drink, again, to calm your nerves before nighttime. That's a good snack to have after the dinner hour if you're going in the evening. So that won't hurt you, but it'll actually help you sleep better. So try those things. I think that'll help quite a bit. Next one, neurological issues that can affect your memory. And this is things that do happen. And unfortunately, like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia, that can cause problems with you as far as that, but that's a low percentage of the population, thank goodness for that. I don't see many patients with that as I do with other problems, which is number 2 here on the board, vertebral subluxation. What that is something that actually causes pressure in the neck and doesn't allow the brain to work properly to the body, and that can cause brain fog as well. So I'm going to explain that a little bit because I think that's really important. That subluxations are a vertebrae that is out of alignment that's causing pressure on the sensitive brain stem or the nerves that come out the spine, and that can cause dysfunction, slowing down of that nervous system working properly and lowering your energy. How important is that? Well, give me an example. Christopher Reeves, if you know him, unfortunately, story that he was Superman in the movies, that he broke his neck at C1 and C2 here. And if you know his background story, healthy, vibrant man, good-looking guy, he actually deteriorated very quickly after he broke his neck after falling off a horse and snapped these vertebrae. He became quadriplegic. Unfortunately, he was almost like on a hanging noose to hold him upright, and his organs stopped working. So yes, any information from the brain has to get to the body, and if it's disconnected in any form or any tension, creates that to work less. Now, a fracture is very serious and obviously very devastating to see that he actually passed away from that because his organs just stopped working. Subluxation that I'm talking about, though, in the office that we see in majority of our seniors in the office is a vertebrae out of alignment. You can see that in poor posture, head tilt, head forward, head sway. As we get older, you've noticed patients with postures, how they go forward and lean forward. That's the subluxation occurring in the neck area. That causes not fracture pressure, but minor pressure to the nervous system and brainstem, which can affect that body working properly and the brain to develop and continue to develop as it should as we get older. And there's actually in these vertebrae, there's arteries, vertebrals that go up into the brain to supply the brain with nutrients that's needed, oxygen. And if that is subluxated, it again can narrow those and cause problems with the brain functioning 100%. So that's what happens in subluxations, but more importantly, that's what we correct here at Cook Chiropractic Clinic with our seniors. We use an instrument that actually helps align these vertebrae, get the flow moving better, and energy coming up. So that's just kind of a thing that we do here, and that I feel is probably one of the most important aspects of your health, because without energy, no matter what you put in your body, it can't be healthy, right? So if your energy is gone, you've passed away. I don't care how much food or water or nutrients or things that you avoid in your body, it's not coming back alive. That's because when energy is gone, your body is gone. So energy is connected from the brain to the body, from cell to cell, and that's what your body needs to survive. And that's what we do as a chiropractor, is make sure that connection is working well and gives you the best chance to be as healthy and fit as possible. So listen, I just want to recap today, and I thank you for joining me. Hope I didn't go too long, or if you did, I hope you paused and took a break and come back with me. But here, I want you to get this one on today's recap of what we learned today. Find a good cleanse. You can go to a health food store, or we have things here at the office that we can help you with using natural foods that I think that are very good to help you cleanse out these toxins that we talked about today. Improve your diet. You can start with eating more fruits and vegetables, maybe supplementing it with like our nano products if you don't seem to get enough of fruits and vegetables. Our seniors love them. Gives them major energy. You know, here's a sad story, just a quick side note of that. My oldest brother has cancer, and was feeling very terrible after his therapies. They gave him Ensure, which is the most garbage, and I don't mean to, if that's a product name, I apologize for that, but it was just garbage nutrients that they were giving him, synthetics. I sent this to him. He's not by me here, but I sent him our nano program. He calls me the other day and says, listen, hey, doc, and he calls me Doc, even though I'm his little brother. He goes, hey, Doc, I feel better than I ever have since 18 years. So I don't know what's in this product, but it sure helped me even after his cancer. And you know, the good news is he's surviving and doing well, so I'm very pleased with that. But nutrients are important to get your body functioning better. So keep that in mind. Eat the right stuff, okay? Follow tips for better sleep. If you're not sleeping well, number one, by the way, I didn't mention, is get exhausted during the day. Quit sitting on your bums, okay? Get up and get moving so you're tired at night. That'll get you sleeping better, and I think that'll help tremendously for you to get a good night's rest. And lastly, get evaluated for vertebral subluxations by your chiropractor, because these subluxations are caused by many things, many postural problems that we see today, even with kids with their formatted tech going at it, and unfortunately, even my seniors are doing that now. So being stagnant causes subluxations. Trauma causes subluxations, and it causes nerve interference and causes your body not to have enough energy, and that is not good, again, because you have to have that energy to survive and to be vibrant. So listen, my next module, I hope you enjoyed today anyways, and I'm glad you came with me on this little bit of journey. Oh, by the way, if you want these notes, I'm hoping to put a link below that you can go to our website, cookchiropractic.com, www.cookchiropractic.com, and pick up those notes by hitting the note button for these talks that I'm doing. The next one that we're going to be doing, second module, is on June 20th. It'll come out. It's reducing the effects of inflammation in your body and tackling arthritis naturally. So what can we do about pain and inflammation? It's not just about getting rid of gluten in your diet, which that may help, and that's great, but it's really about getting your body functioning normally, and nutrients, again, that we'll talk about specifically for that should help you tremendously to feel your best. And then third module module I'll just mention today that'll come the following week is on energy, my most exciting one. We're going to talk about how getting the most energy you can have. You know what? Again, I'm over 60. I'm here today. I'm happy to talk to you. And I hope that you will share this with somebody that you know that's over 60. If it's mom or dad or grandparents, so they can live their best life. Please share this video. You can do that below as well. Hey, listen, we'll catch you on the next module. Have a great day. Dr. Cook here, Cook Chiropractic Clinic. And I love talking to you. Love and appreciate you being here with me. Have a great day.